Hey everyone, good evening, good afternoon, and good day. Welcome to your favorite show, The Lounge.
Yes.
Here I am, Dr. Vicky Omifalaji, and with me is my sweetheart, my darling, my doctor man, Dr. Stephen Omifalaji.
Thank you.
So we've had few people asking us, not even few, a lot of people asking us about our stories. Some have had few stories here and there, and they just want to know, who are this couple?
Yes.
Who are they really? What makes them tick? And as they some of them saw videos of a 30-year wedding anniversary a few months ago. Now that was we had that on the 30th of March. And 30 years, someone like, you guys don't look, like you've been together for like 30 years. They want to know our story. So we've received some requests about our story of love. Some do think it's just being so rosy that you guys should look so much in love, what's your secret and all that kind of stuff. So we need to give you all the background story. So today it's all about our story. So I guess Stephen, to start, where we met, how we met, and everything to do with all that. How about you get started?
Yeah, that's all right. We're going to be telling the story together so that wherever I miss something, you can fill it in. So for our audience, I think it's a long story, but we'll make it brief and we'll try and structure it so that it's easy for everybody to understand.
And the other thing is, we're not going to tell the story at once, we're going to tell.
It's a continuous one. No enough time to.
We don't have enough time to tell you everything today. So wherever we stop today, we'll take it up the next time. So Stephen,
next week again, when we have another moment like this, we're going to continue from where we finished today. So let's quickly start. I think I remember from the beginning how we met. If you remember, that was at the Wesley Guild Hospital.
Oh, yes.
And so the circumstance of meeting actually plays a huge role for people, to determine whether they really have chemistry or not. The circumstances just have to be, perfect. And sometimes it can be as casual or it can be dramatic. I think our own, I would say it was a little bit of a mixture of both. And I remember that day, I was just a fresh graduate from the university. I was doing my internship. I remember, and I was passing by in front of the casualty department of the hospital where I was doing my internship. And as I was walking past, because the house officers, the interns, that's what we are called at the time, we live on the hospital premises. They have some flats, that where the interns live. So I wasn't on duty. I was just going to go and have some fun in town. So I was on my way outside the hospital. The casualty is very close to the gate. So I was passing by, and I knew that my friend was on duty. That was Kayode Ogundoyin. So I just thought, let me just check on this guy and see how he's doing, because I knew he was on duty. How is he managing the casualty? And let him know that I was going to town. So as I entered the place, I just saw a lot of, patients. It was a total chaos. And, there were so many patients to be seen. And the one that caught my attention was this young man who has suffered extensive burns to the body surface area. And from our training, of course, I knew that kind of degree of burns is really life-threatening. And this guy was not even the next to be attended to, not even the third to be attended to. And I saw him lying on the stretcher there, was shivering and all that, which is part of the problem with burns. And I just told Kayode, I said, hey, I know you are very busy, your hands are full in here and all that, but I saw one boy out there at the door was really shivering. This guy needs urgent attention, said terribly. And even though I was going to town, I said, well, my friend, if you don't mind, can I attend to that guy? Because you are the one in charge here. If it's okay, I can attend to that boy quickly while, you are still dealing with what you are dealing with, so that guy will not, pass away. So I said, look, Steve, please, if you can do that, I'll be so glad. Thank you so much. You can please do that. Okay. Then I went to this boy. And I quickly, administered the treatment for him, and I did all that I needed to be done. I connected the IV line. I started his medications. I took all the history, examined this guy, and this time make an assessment of him quickly. So I started the treatment right there and there, and the guy started feeling better. And little did I know that the boy that I was attending to, actually, the sister is right there, and she's going to be my future wife. I had no idea. I didn't go to Casualty to look for a wife or to look for a girlfriend. But I think the act of empathy and the concern and care that was done, I was not even going to be paid for that. It was just a volunteer action there. And actually, made me to do what I did. And I took care of the guy. And meanwhile, my wife was there, standing there. She was the one waiting, for him to be attended to. And their mom also was in attendance in the casualty. But I just quickly got the history I needed from them. I didn't even look at anybody's face, and I did what I had to do. And after finishing with this boy, I treated a few other guys there. I remember that day. I treated a few other guys there. And once I saw that the casualty was now in order, everything has cooled down, I told my friend, I got to be going now. And he thanked me, and I left. Now I remember now. So if you now take over from there, my dear,
Okay.
what happened the following day when I was passing by?
The following day, I
Yes.
was sitting in front of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the
Because
hospital chapel.
At the hospital chapel.
Yeah, that's true.
The hospital chapel. What happened with my brother had already messed up, disrupted the situation at home. We were all sad, and I had to come and be the one looking after my brother. So he was having a sleep, was resting. So I came to this chapel, and I sat in front of the chapel trying to just process everything that happened, and I was praying. Lo and behold, the young man the doctor that helped my brother yesterday was walking by with his white coat, doctor's coat, and stethoscope around his neck. So I looked up at him, with smile. I just said, "Oh, thank you for yesterday." This guy was just walking, he didn't even respond. So in my mind, I thought, what an arrogant man. All these doctors can be arrogant sometimes.
Yes, it
He
does.
didn't call me that he didn't hear what I said because I didn't say it loud or whatever, but he didn't hear me. So weeks later, a friend of mine who is a male came to my house, and I said, let's go and visit my brother together. So I packed some meals, and he drove me to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, my brother was sleeping. So we said, okay, let's go and chill outside for fresh air and all that, and wait for him to wake up.
Yeah.
So we sat outside and we're just chatting, and there you came.
And I came along. That's
Yes,
true.
you came
And I
along.
remember I take over from there. I knew this guy.
Yes.
And from the university days, I knew him. He wasn't a medical student even at the time. He was studying something like Greek or something like that.
Agriculture, yes.
Exactly. So I knew him because we were in the same hall. So we used to joke, we used to play and all that. We're living in around the same area. I knew him, that his room was just a few doors down the corridor from mine. So I just, hey guy, what are you doing here? And then that's when I saw the two of you together, and I didn't even quickly connect that you are the sister of the boy that I treated, a week earlier on. And then he asked me, he said, "Hey man, what happened?" He called my name. I said, "It's surprising that, this lady reported it to me that you were not, she said thank you to you and you just ignore her." I said, "Where? Who? Where?" It seems like I've never even seen you before.
Yeah.
Because number one, I didn't connect you with somebody I saw. Number two, I didn't hear you even when you said that. So all the acquisition, it was kind of surprising. Where is it coming from? So this is the sister of that boy that I admitted. Oh my, I would have loved to meet you. I didn't know. And now this is the first time I'm actually now connecting you properly to that to the young man. And wow, and to even say that you even said thank you, and I will not. That's not like me. That's not something I would do. Why will I do that? Really, it doesn't make sense. I couldn't have done that. Somebody saying thank you to me is for me to receive. So I didn't know, and I was apologetic. I really didn't hear you. I couldn't have done that. There's no basis to do that, and it doesn't add up. If I could go out of my way to do something for somebody, and then a sister of that person now saying thank you to me, I think it's something that naturally anybody will accept. So I obviously didn't hear you. I wasn't ignoring you for what I didn't know you before. I didn't even know you until now. So there's nothing. I didn't have any malice to you. So really, I really accept my apology that I just didn't hear you. And that was just what it was. And I said, now, how is he? And then we started discussing about your brother. How is he doing now? He's settled in the world. He's okay. And I started reassuring you that it will be fine. It will be okay. Started giving a word of encouragement. Because I knew that as a family of the severely injured like that, how you will feel, the fear of losing this person, the grief that follows that, and all the other, problem that actually do follow those kind of situations. So again, just switch on my medical mode, to try to kind of encourage you and reassure you to say, well, it will be fine and everything will be okay. We'll do all that we could in our capacity to make sure that it gets better. To kind of cheer you up, really. That was all I was doing at that time. And again, it didn't still occur to me that we're going to be, in love, we're going to be girlfriend and boyfriend, because I had no idea whether you already had your own boyfriend, and I had a girlfriend at the time. I remember I had a girlfriend that was still going out together. So I wasn't looking for another girlfriend. So all those things were happening, but I now knew you. And every time when I pass by, then I'll see you and I'll just stop to have a chat with you, to talk again and all that, to answer any questions you may have.
And whenever I had to stay the night, you bring me
yes, a mattress. Yes, that's when I said, how were you staying in the hospital? Because in the hospital, I remember you had to come in and sleep in the ward where your brother was. And I was asking you, how do you manage it? Which bed do you sleep? And you said, no bed. I just lie down on the floor, on the bare floor. And I said, wow, that's terrible. I've got extra mattress, in my flat.
Yes.
So let me go and get you that extra mattress. It was a small mattress, but at least it's still better than be on the bare floor. And I brought that one. I brought the pillow as well. And I said, manage that one. You can just lay something on it, or a blanket or something on it, and that should be more comfortable. And you found it very comfortable. And you are very appreciative of that. And I said, yeah, so please be comfortable. And if there's anything else you need that we can do for you here, please let me know. Because that boy became now like my patient, because I admitted him, even though I was not even in that unit at that time. I was in a different unit, because we go through rotations. So I was in another department, but I would go from time to time to go and see that boy. I just felt a connection with that boy somehow, And again, knowing our sister now, I said, this is a beautiful lady. But anyway, let's be nice. And I will go and do that, and I will go on with my own thing, That's how we were doing, and then we'll talk. Sometimes when I'm going and you happen to be around, we'll stop by, we'll just chat generally about matters here and there, And I remember we'll talk, we'll walk on the hospital premises. You ask some questions here and there, and I will be asking some questions about your studies, and just generally be friendly, really.
Exactly.
We're friendly.
So we were friends first. We became friends. From that point
We became friends, yes.
And because he was a communicationist. He talks, he is quite exposed in whatever area you want to talk about.
Yes. Those days I used to read a lot. I read a lot. And that's one thing. If you read a lot, you get vast knowledge in different areas. No matter what anybody wants to discuss, you won't be lost, because you've read extensively. So apart from medicine, I read a lot. So to be conversationist actually opens a lot of doors for you. If you can just open up your mind to be able to learn things that are new every day, it makes you to be able to be a good companion to have, because you have a lot to talk about.
So in anything, is this guy, you can ask him any question. He will go into details, and he knows how to actually explain things, no matter how complicated you get it.
Yes.
So that's how we became friends. And I've always loved to be friends with men with the opposite sex, because I don't know why. I just like them in a way that I can talk. I don't get misquoted or
Misread, misjudged,
misread or misjudged,
misinterpreted.
or misinterpreted, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So men, they're easier to be friends with, you know,
it's true.
especially when there's no hanky-panky in it. So that's how we became fast friends.
Yes.
We became fast friends.
I remember you asked questions about even economics and
Yes.
things like that. And then we just go out and then just rattle on everything I knew about politics, economics, even some things in science and all that. And what else did we discuss that time? We talk about. Did we talk about mathematics at any point in time?
Not really.
Not really mathematics. You were never really interested in mathematics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But politics, economics,
yes.
government,
Even sociology,
things like that. Yes, and you know, things that I don't really understand and I can't be bothered reading about. If I come to him and I'm like, oh, what do you think about this?
Yes.
I know I'll get all the answers that I need.
Bring that to his basics. To his basics.
So we were really good friends. I mean, fast friends, because as soon as that friend of mine, Kayode, no,
That guy's
name
was Kayode.
is
Also
it
Kayode.
Kayode or Idu? Kayode Idu or something like that.
Something like that.
As soon as he introduced us, that's how we just became friends. We clicked.
Once we cleared that misunderstanding about you greeting me and me ignoring you, and you found that actually I wasn't ignoring you. Oh, it just changed your attitude generally. Relax, and then I was able to
relax, and then we just became good friends.
And we're always talking.
And the fact that you were so easy to talk to,
yes,
just made me to want. Anytime that I'm with you, we just talk and talk and talk.
Yes.
We can spend hours just talking about from one thing to another.
Yes.
You know.
I remember those days. We could talk for hours actually.
Yes.
You know, when after we meet and all that, we start talking in front of the world. We can be there for hours just talking, and I wouldn't even know that the time has gone that far, and you wouldn't even feel it too until I say, well, I gotta go now and all that, and I say bye bye, and then I'll go. And every time we meet again, we just take off.
We'll take it from
where
there.
We were really friends. We were connected. We had this chemistry. I think that's one thing I noticed that time. We just had that chemistry. I felt so comfortable in your company, and you felt comfortable in my company. Yes. That was very important.
Very important.
For any relationship to actually thrive, there must be some primary chemistry compatibility.
Yes.
There has to be that. There has to be.
Very, very important. And as we're talking, there's another lesson. So this is just the first part of our story.
Yes.
I think as we go, you see there are lots and lots of different parts. So part one
it's got layers.
We're talking about today. I will be rounding up shortly.
Yes.
But I just want to emphasize another lesson.
Yes.
See, you were free on that day.
Yes.
But you saw that somebody needed help. Your friend needed help.
Yes.
A young man could have passed away if you didn't do what you did that day.
Before it came around to him, it would have been too late.
Yes. So you did what you had to do. Not even knowing that God has something planned
for me.
For you.
It's true.
You did what you had to do that day. You did it without expecting a payback, without expecting anything to come out of it.
No.
You did your part. And God was watching.
That's
Meanwhile, God had your reward for you.
Yes, that's true. Because the Bible also tells us, say, if you give, you will receive.
Exactly.
You give and you receive. So when you give, you receive. At that point, what I was giving was my time,
your time,
my skill,
yep,
and my ability to empathize with somebody else, to actually have the feeling for somebody else, give act of love for somebody else. You give love, you give your time, you give expertise. I gave that one, and I wasn't expecting a payback. It came naturally as well. I wasn't even asked. The only thing I had to ask the guy is that, look, you're so busy, I can see this place is in mayhem. But that boy I saw outside, his case is really serious. But you're also equally busy here. In an ideal situation, we need about 3 doctors here now, right now. that should be taking care of all these patients. You are the only one. You haven't even called for help, but I'm passing, just by here. Can I just help you? That's what I asked for. And I saw when you see what has to be done and you do it, God has a way of replenishing you. The universe itself has a way, provisions for that. When you give yourself, when you give a little bit of yourself, God has a way of filling you up and making you to even be more abundant. Little did I know that my future was, and if I didn't do that, maybe I would have met another woman. Maybe, who knows, you would just not be compatible, and the love is not there, and the relationship will not last, and you just keep going from one person to the other because that's your own, that God has destined you to have. You just missed that one
because you didn't do what you've been called to do. Or you're expecting payback, or you're expecting something. So there are so many lessons to be picked.
Another one also there, that lesson to learn there is that in your calling, God has a calling for every one of us. In that your calling, try and be genuine.
Exactly.
Be true to yourself. Let it just be natural. Be true. And God has a way of meeting you right there at that point. Because if he already gave you a skill in one area, he believes you are able to handle it, and he will fulfill all that you require for your life. He will fulfill it by you just being at your station and being faithful and doing what you are supposed to do. I learned that lesson there, that it's so good, but without me knowing at all. And that started our being friends. So much that we now I started seeking you out, hey, where's that girl now? Or maybe she's not there. And then I'll go. And when I'm coming back, if she's, that's how she is. And I'll go, just making me go and find you out. And how are you, Bookie? And I just say, hey, dog, this and that. And then we just start talking again.
And I used to call you brother then.
I used to call me brother. I don't know. When did you even start calling me that brother again? Huh? I used to call you Sister Bookie as well.
No. Yeah, initially.
And then
you changed to Bookie.
When I realized how young you are, I mean, you are enough to be my little sister. Huh? And then you kept calling me brother, and that was before I even proposed and all that. And that's how we started.
That was the beginning of this
the relationship. Yeah.
Right. So part 1 is completed. We will be back next time.
Yeah, that's another important event that happened, which we're going to be the subject of the next discussion. Yes. Yeah, very important. That's a point, in a changing point that actually happened. It's a very critical thing that happened that, again, switch things in the direction that we have today. And we will be sharing that with you in our next episode. And I hope you have a great time. And it's really a lovely time to spend together with you, our viewers. I hope you've picked one or two things there that's of good use to you. And we'll carry on with the story at our next get-together. In the meantime and in between time, remain blessed. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.